Broadcasting live from Houston, Texas, and around the world. TV host, best-selling author, and radio personality Brad Gilmore brings you a collection of conversations with stars from movies.
Matthew McConaughey.
Brad Gilmore.
Mark Wahlberg.
Hey, how are you?
The one and only Sydney Sweeney joins us. Sydney, how are you?
I'm good, thank you. How are you?
Tom Hanks and Robin Wright in my favorite movie of the year. Guys, thanks so much for joining the show.
Oh, thank you.
Well, thank you. Jessica Alba and Lizzie Mathis. Ladies, thank you so much for joining me.
Thank you.
Kevin Costner joins us. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Television.
Jimmy Fallon joins us this morning. Jimmy, how you doing, my friend?
Good morning. Thank you so much, Brad, for having me. I appreciate this, bud.
One of my all-time favorites, Vince Vaughn, joins us right now. Vince, thanks, man.
Oh, great to be with you, Brad, and great to be talking to Houston. Good morning to you.
We got Owen Wilson. We got Judy Greer. Thanks for joining the show, guys.
Thank you.
Jay Leno joins us. Jay, how you doing?
Hey, Brad, what's going on?
We got Anna Sawai joining the show. Anna, thanks so much for joining us.
Thank you, Brad.
Music.
Lola Monroe.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
The legendary frontman of AC/DC, Brian Johnson, joins us right now. Brian, how you doing?
Good morning, Brad. What looking to talk to me funny, lad.
Megan Trainor.
Thank you so much, Brad. You're awesome.
Paris Hilton, the infinite icon herself, is on the show. Paris, love the film.
Thank you. I'm so proud of it.
And more. This is The Collection. Now your host, The Boat.
And joining me on the line right now is a man whose movie is just days away, and we are so excited for it. It is called The Breadwinner. He's one of the great stand-up comedians of our day, and he joins me on the line right now, Nate Bargatze. Nate, how you doing this morning?
Doing great. Thanks for having me, Brad.
Hey, I appreciate you, man. And look, congratulations on the movie. I will tell you, when I first saw the trailer for the film, I was in the theater, and I was like, man, this is the one. This reminds me of the movies that I love going to the theater to see. Just a great feel-good comedy. I'm assuming this was sort of the inspiration. Is like, I want to bring the family out to the theater again and give them that experience.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, it was, when you go back and watch old movies, it's like there's a lot of comedies, especially like very inspired with John Hughes and Home Alone, and it's Mr. Mom's Planes, Trains, Automobile. Like, he just made so much stuff that you went and watched and you loved, and so it's definitely trying to make I feel there's a hole in that kind of department where they're not making stuff like that anymore. And, some fun comedies that everybody can go to. And so, yeah, that's what we're trying to do. And, this is the first movie to, give it a go.
No, absolutely, man. You got to go all the way with it. And to me, I'm with you. The John Hughes run, that's something that needs to be studied in the history of movies. He was on such an insane run in the 80s and into the 90s. But then you're right, too. When you have a film like this, comedies in the theaters, I think they used to be so much more prevalent. And to come back and have something like this, and working with Eric Appel, who, Eric, for people who don't know, he also did the Weird Al Yankovic movie. It was so funny that it started as a Funny or Die sketch. So how did you two link up? Why was he the right guy to kind of help guide this ship?
Yeah, we just, he was like someone, like, because him coming off Weird Al, like, I think a lot of people really wanted to work with him. And then we met and we just really hit it off. We crossed, we weren't around each other, but we have a lot of mutual friends. And we were both in New York around the same time. We just never kind of crossed paths. I don't even know how we didn't meet, but so it was, when you meet someone that's like weirdly was in New York at an exact time you were for all this time, and then knew just kind of all the same people, we just really, really hit it off. And he's someone that knows how to have fun and like play. So like that was the fun part of this was he was very much like letting us play and, especially as like a comic, because it's like, well, I can get where I'm trying to throw 1,000 jokes in. And then it's like, all right, dude, well, we actually got to move on. But it's allowing that was just very, very fun. And we had Colin Jost and Will Forte and Kumail Nanjiani. And so you had a lot of comics in it. So it just made it like just a very fun made it a very fun environment.
Well, I mean, to me, that's also like in a comedy, I think about guys like Harold Ramis, who was so good as a comic director, Ghostbusters, I don't think you can get better than that. And to me, like even movies like Caddyshack back in the day where, it kind of seemed like those guys were just firing. And it was up to the director to catch it and move on when they needed to. But to me, you got to, as a comic, it can be funny on the page, but something about getting in the room there and getting to play around, that's where you're going to get some of the great jokes.
Yeah. Once you see it, I mean, that's like, that was the interesting thing about even with this movie was when you start acting, because I haven't really done, I haven't done acting. I've only done like SNL and, so it was, we did those pre-tapes and those are probably your closest form of doing it. You have an idea, but like doing a movie and like seeing a whole house, you can really like feel it. And then you're in there and you're like, all right, I'm around, like this is a kitchen. And so I'm in the kitchen, whatever you are. And so, you can definitely start adding some stuff and you just feel kind of, well, you get comfortable and then it's, you start making some jokes. And I agree. That's why, especially those movies back then, it was just, College Jost was very good at that. He always had a lot of jokes. And Kumail would have jokes that they would throw out.
Right, and like again, you just need that energy on set, and to have all those great comedic minds, and let Eric kind of let y'all cook, and then pull it back whenever you need to. But that's where you find some of the best stuff. For you, when you were putting this movie together, The Breadwinner, again in theaters this Friday, when you're putting this movie together, did you kind of approach it in the same way you would approach a stand-up? Like, hey, here's the premise, and there's enough meat on that bone for me to be able to get enough into the story and enough funny in there. Is that kind of how you looked at it? Yeah.
The good. I talked about my family so much like with my stand-up, and so I think this way was just an easier. I was like, the thing with movies as it went forward is like not that I'm playing kind of myself in this and. To an exaggerated sense. Like, but we have 3 daughters. I have one in real life. But it's like when you go into movies, it's like I can make the family a little more fictional, and that's what I like about it. And then, especially with this kind of vehicle as the movie, is I can pull my stand up, and all my stand up kind of just fits in this world very easily. And so that's what was nice, was be able to kind of. You have be able to kind of put, not the movies all the stand up, but there's elements to it, and it was very, inspired and kind of came from that. It gave you starting off points basically, and that was what that helps you to kind of get moving and have a plan.
We're talking to Nathanael Bargatze, whose film The Breadwinner is in theaters this Friday, and also in the Houston area. He will be here at the Toyota Center for 2 nights, June 18th and 19th. You can get tickets for those shows still right now at the Toyota Center. Again, that's June 18th and 19th. You mentioned something, though, right there that to me, and I'm sure you've heard this comparison before, but like you have a lot of Seinfeld DNA in the best of ways, right? And to me, what you just mentioned about I'm bringing my stand-up to the screen is what really made Jerry so successful with the sitcom. Seinfeld was essentially his act adapted, and how the comedian got his material is, the premise of that show, and he was able to put so much into it. Do you look to Jerry sometimes as like, oh, here's kind of a guy who I aspire to be like in any way? Because there's so much, I feel like, connective tissue between the two of you.
Yeah. He's like the guy for me. So everything I do, even with stand up, it was like, I studied him very much, and and now I've got to know him, so it's gotten it's the coolest thing ever. So, but yeah, he's definitely, someone that, he loves stand up so much, and I love it so much. So like when you get to talk about it, like he loves talking about, jokes and how to make them work, why they work. He's very curious, which is very, for someone especially that's been in it as long as he has, he's very, he wants to know, what, how do you get ready for the show? What do you do when you're all, he goes, I want to see your world, and, which is very funny because it's just a Seinfeld, you can do whatever, you're always you can do whatever you want. Even if like, even if I was headlining, I would be like, why don't you go last? But it's just his curiosity. And that's what's very funny. Someone that's still moving very forward and still trying to just learn more and more and more. And so that, like, seeing that, I think has helped me just, do that too, even now. Like, you can easily get in your own little world and just be like, let me try to find the new, your act should be evolving and all this. And so, yeah, he's been a great resource, and it's been insane to even get to know him.
I can only imagine. He's one of my favorites of all time, if not my favorite, and he's one of the great stand-ups ever. So to have him, and have his ear, I'm sure is a crazy thing for you sometimes. But you know what, man? I will ask you this. This is my final question for you. You're talking about improv on the set. You're talking about feeling the moment. Again, we're talking to Nate. The movie is The Breadwinner. It's out this Friday. He'll be in Houston, June 18th and 19th at Toyota Center. When you were taping that one stand-up special, I don't know if it was at the Universal lot or wherever it may have been, where the planes kept flying over. When that was happening, in the moment, were you like, oh, this is amazing, this is going to just be such a great little piece that I could have never planned, or were you not too pleased?
It was helicopters.
Helicopters.
And they, in the moment, I don't know if you think of anything. You're just thinking of, like, trying to, because at first I tried to ignore it. Because it was just, you're like, I don't know if you could hear it on the, the taping and all this stuff. And so at first you try to ignore it, then it just got so crazy. We found out, so then you just kind of got to address it. So, I mean, I don't know if you kind of just go with it in the moment, and then you see, and right when I got done doing it, I was like, all right, that stuff was pretty funny, and it worked out. So then it was exciting to have some kind of element like that, especially during that time where we're filming stuff outside. It was during COVID and all this. But we ended up finding, that guy, I met that guy that was flying over. It was a police chase. So that's why they were flying over. We found, that's why they wouldn't leave. So, yeah.
Amazing. Sometimes those little moments. It was the chopper looking for a convict of some kind, allegedly. But anyway, The Breadwinner is out in theaters this Friday. Again, he's going to be in Houston, June 18th and 19th. Nate, I really appreciate you taking the time this morning. Congratulations on all your success, and congrats on the movie.
Thank you.